Hello, welcome, Renita D Silva. Today, I am Dr.Afshan Hashmi, and I'm in conversation with author who's logged in UK and will be about her book. So, my first question to you, Renita, is: can you please tell about yourself and how you got this?
Can I tell me about myself and how? Sorry, how?
Can you please, tell about yourself? You got where you are.
Okay. I was born. I grew up in India and then moved to the UK in 2000, and I got married. I used to work in IT, and then when my daughter was born, I gave up my IT job because my son was already, my son was 3 and my daughter was a baby, so I gave up my IT job. And then when my daughter started, I'd always wanted to write. And so when my daughter started nursery, I had some time on my hands. So then I did a creative writing adult education course and wrote some short stories. And I found that everyone enjoyed them. Till then, I used to only do the stories in my head. But then when I started sharing with people, they actually liked them. So then my creative writing advisor said, why don't you send them out, send them, get them published, try and get them published. And I sent them out and a few of them got published, and that gave me the confidence to, and then I thought, oh, I'll try and write a book. And yeah, so that's how Monsoon Memories came about. So then I wrote a book. I sent it off to lots of different people, and finally Booker chose to publish me. So.
Very good. Please tell me about books Monsoon Memories and The Forgotten Daughter. And is there a message in your novel that you want your readers to?
I think both my
Did
books
you
are
say?
about. Yes, sorry. Both my books, Monsoon Memories is about, they are mostly about displacement, about people in exile. So I sort of, it's about identity. My first Monsoon Memories is about women. So basically, I grew up in India and moved to the UK, and you know, when when I miss home, I can just um, pull out a memory of home, and then that sort of makes me feel better. But I thought, what if this woman couldn't actually access her memories? What would we do? Um, so then what would she do? So then I wrote from her point of view. So basically, it is Monsoon Memories is about journeys. So it's about this woman. It's a journey of forgiveness. It's a journey. Something happened in her past, and she cannot access her past. So she has to go back to her roots, make peace with her past. It's also about this little girl who is. It's a journey for her. It's a coming of age journey. So it alternates between two narratives. It's this woman who lives in the UK and this little girl who is growing up in India who finds a photograph and tries to discovers a family secret, a family conspiracy. So, for her, it's a journey of coming of age journey when she realizes that adults are not perfect, that they are all human and they are hiding things from her. So so Monsoon Memories was about journeys, and the Forgotten Daughter is again it's about this little girl who finds out about this woman who it's three different women who are all of them are in search of something. So there's this girl Nisha in the UK who, when her parents pass away, she finds out that she was adopted. So for her it's a journey of discovery. She wants to find out who she is. Then there is Shilpa, an older woman who grew up in poverty in India. So for her, it's coming to terms with whatever happened in her life. And then there is Devi, who is always, who is fighting against the constraints imposed by a traditional society. So for her, it was discovering herself. So it's basically, Forgotten Daughter is about discovering who you are. It's, it's finding out, coming to terms. Yes. So those were my themes.
Um,
Sorry.
okay.
Yes.
I will come to you in a moment. Because some authors to them naturally, and some, they can write, and like to write, or for some, it just comes over. What
Um,
on that?
for me, they all start as pictures in my head. So, with the monsoon memories, it started as a picture of two girls sitting on the veranda. Two young girls on the. They have their whole life ahead of them. They're sisters. I have always been fascinated by the dynamics between siblings. What you are brought up, you have the same set of parents, the same upbringing, but you turn out to be two very different individuals. So these are two girls on the cusp of, they have their whole life ahead of them, and they're sitting on the veranda. There's one of them is quite shy and reserved, and the other one is quite outgoing. And I thought, what made this shy girl the way she is? And then the novel begins, Monsoon Memories begin. So, but basically it started as that picture in my head. So my story started as pictures in my head, and then I think, oh, what's going on there? And then slowly, over time, I embellish these pictures and I add detail. And I was fascinated by the shy girl, the shy sister, and I wanted to know what had happened to make her that way. And then I started the novel many years ahead when, not when she has a whole life ahead of her, but the life has happened. Some of it has happened and it has changed her in some way. So that's Monsoon Memories. With the Forgotten Daughter, it began as a picture of this girl, this little girl who is bored in church, who is lying down in, hiding amongst the pews in the chapel, and she's looking up at the sky and at the ceiling, and she's wondering where players go. So that was my inspiration for Forgotten Daughter. And then I thought, why is that little girl there? And then my imagination said, oh, the nuns are bringing her up. And I thought, why are the nuns bringing her up? And then I built up my story from there.
Very good. What inspired you to become a Renita?
I've always wanted. I love reading. I love. I think when I was 6 years old, my dad brought me my first books. I had just started to read, and he got me these fairy tale books. And then I got interested in reading. I discovered the joy of getting lost in other worlds. In the worlds of stories. And then I pestered my mom, and she took me to the local library, but it was just a little small library because I grew up in a small village in India. And it was a small library. Most of the books had pages missing, and it was extremely frustrating because I used to get into the story, and then when I've got into the story, there would be some pages missing. So I started making up my own stories in my head, because I fell in love with stories, and that's how it began. And then when I was at university, I won all the creative writing prizes. I realized initially I used to make the stories for myself, but then I realized that other people liked them as well. So, and then I went on from there. I just love stories. I love creating stories. I love reading stories. I think that was my, I just want to, if I could live in the land of stories, I would.
It's very good, very inspiring. Special skill or have to become an author?
Sorry.
What special skill an author should have,
I think, I think
in order to.
I think you should love you should have a story that you desperately want to tell and share with the world. But it's not only that. I think
Mhm.
it's more perseverance. I think the biggest thing you should have is perseverance because or even the best authors, J.K. Rowling got rejected 17 times. So everybody gets rejected. It's the quality of trying to pick yourself up after every rejection, however shattering it is, and try again. So I think that is most people give up after rejection. So what I would say is, please, there has never been a better time to be an author. There's digital publishing. There's so many avenues now. Don't believe the doomsayers who say that the book is dead. There's so many avenues now with digital publishing. So please don't give up. Just persevere. I think persevere. If you really want it, then just keep on trying. I think, yes. So that's.
Do you like to collaborate with other authors if opportunity comes to you? And what college will you be looking to collaborate?
I haven't thought of that. That's a good question. Interesting question, actually. No, I haven't really thought about that, to be honest. But why not? I'd love to write, so I would be um, open to it, I think, in the future sometime. Yes. And qualities, I don't know.
Do you
Yeah, sorry. Yes.
do you have a literary agent? If
Yeah.
yes, how did you process?
I do have a literary agent, but funnily enough, most people find their literary agent before they find the publisher. I found her after she found me, actually, because what I did was I signed my translation rights over to my publisher, Pukacho, and they contacted Lorella Belli of the Lorella Belli agency, literary agency, to do the translation rights. And then Lorella read my book, and she loved Monsoon Memories. So then she contacted me and said she would like to be my agent. So I was very lucky, actually, because I was approached by an
You
agent.
are.
So yes.
What writing? How did
Sorry. Sorry.
obstacles came in your path?
Um,
Obstacles came in your path of writing, and how did you overcome that?
Yeah. Obstacles, there were, the biggest one was the, rejection. Initially, my problem was, what I did was, I had a very instant success with my short stories. So I thought, oh, this is easy. Immediately, as soon as I sent off my short stories, they were accepted. So I thought, oh, the same thing would happen with my novel. But what I didn't do was, I was impatient, and all the writing books said, please, all the writing books said, don't send out your novel before it is the best it can be. This is an advice I would give others as well, because I've learned the hard way. I sent it off before it was really ready. As soon as I finished my first draft, I thought, oh, it's ready now, and I sent it off to the to agents and publishers. But they came back with very positive feedback. But they said, you need to work on this. So then I took, and they told me what I needed to work on. Some of them said, maybe your main character needs to be needs work. Someone else said, your plot needs work, your structure needs work. So I worked on all of that. Then when I sent it off, it was not my writing or my book. It was the state of the economy. So they said, oh, the economy is down at the minute. So basically, they were not ready to do a gamble on a new author. And then I found this Bookachor, and they took me on. So I'm really happy. Yeah.
How did you have author block, and how do you overcome
The plot, is it? Sorry?
block? Yes.
Oh, writer's block, yeah.
Do you have that? How do you overcome? Because
Yeah,
because that
yeah,
yes.
I am lucky in that I'm very busy. I work 3 part-time jobs, and then I also do the writing. So, and I have to I look after the kids. So I don't really get enough time in which to write. So when I do, so when I do write, I am able to immediately. I haven't had the time, the luxury to suffer from writer's block, I think. But sometimes, saying that when I reach it's when I reach 30,000 words. My books are normally 100,000 words in length. So when I reach around a third of the book, that is when I think, oh, this is rubbish, and then I'm too disillusioned to go further, and then I just take a break. I read a lot of other authors. and this is funny really, but I wash the dishes, and I like when I wash the dishes, I get my best ideas, and when I'm in the bath as well.
Yeah, everybody is telling, like how you can overcome this hard. I have to, when I write, I have to see a Bollywood movie. So what advice? Yeah, so when I have an author's blog, like blogging, like whenever, because I have blogs and I write and
Yes.
I'm working on my book, right? So it's that's what I have to see a Bollywood movie in order to overcome author's blog.
That is wonderful. I will try that next time.
So, can you show your books, Renita, to the viewers?
So this is
Both of them, please.
Yes.
I can't. It cannot be seen on the screen. Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So happy to see that. For yes.
Sorry, I forgot.
And the other one?
Monsoon. So this is a forgotten daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Monsoon Memory.
Nice.
Sorry.
So then the question is, like, what advice do you have for upcoming authors, aspiring authors who are listening to you?
The first thing I would say is, please do not give up. There will be rejections along the way, but remember that you only need one person to say yes. It doesn't matter if 50 people say no. You only need one person to say yes. And the second thing is, please. Yes. And the second thing is, please, try not to let rejection get you down. I know this is very easy to say, but again, writing and people's reaction to writing is very personal. So if somebody might not like your writing, someone else will. I mean, I don't like all the genres out there. I don't like all the authors out there. So I don't think anybody does, So there will always be somebody who will like your writing. So please don't get disheartened just because one person says, oh, your writing is rubbish. There will be someone else who will like it, So, and the other thing is, please, try and make it at the best it can be before you send it out. Maybe it would help, if you got some, if you sent it for a professional edit first, maybe, try to make it the best it can be, so that, because agents and publishers, they don't have much time and they make their minds up very quickly. So the first impressions need to be good. So at least the first 3 chapters, try to make them the best they can possibly be. So that's what I would say. And yeah.
Thank you, Renita. It was lovely talking to you. This was a beautiful conversation, and lots of aspiring authors, your and I appreciate you giving time for this. So much, Renita.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on your wonderful website, hosting me on your wonderful website. It's been such a pleasure, and thank you for giving your time as well, for asking me to do this. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. Lovely to meet you. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. 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 Thank you. How?
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. How do I end it? What? Hello.